Naglanate, Judi Garner, and I'm a First Nation woman from the Buffalo River Dene Nation. The band I'm from is in northern Saskatchewan. I just spoke to you in the language of my nation, Dene. When I said Marcy Cho, I was saying thank you. Thank you for having me here today and inviting me. Beautiful out here. Naglanate, how are you? How are you guys? And Judi Garner, my name is Judi. I have been bringing my puppets and traveling around for a long time, and it's really nice to have all these helpers to help me today. I need all of you to disappear. Take your puppets down, disappear. So when your part comes up, I only want to see the puppets, okay?
Okay.
All right. Not even your hair, nothing. No. This legend is called Coyote Brings Fire. A long, long time ago, the fire beings were the only ones with fire. Where are my fire beings? They were mean and cruel and selfish, and they would not share their fire with anyone. Now that wasn't so bad in the spring and in the summer, but on the cold, cold nights of winter, sometimes the animals would lose their children and their elders due to the cold. Do you think they liked that? So one year, right before winter was coming, the animals held council. They had a meeting. Raven stood up. "We must get fire from those fire beings," said Raven. "We cannot have our children and elders die like years past." Chipmunk bounded up. "Well, of course we need fire. We needed fire every single year. No one's ever given it to us before. I don't think they're just going to have it over this year either. I think if we're going to have it, we're going to have to take it. If we're going to take it, we need a plan." Turtle came up next. "I know," said Turtle. "Let's ask Coyote. Coyote's very crafty and very cunning. Perhaps he knows a way." So the animals went to Coyote and told him of their troubles. Coyote listened very carefully, and after a while he nodded his head and said, "You will have fire this year." "What do you mean we're going to have fire this year?" said the chipmunk. "We've never had fire before." "If you have a plan, you need our help. You're going to have to let us know what the plan is so we can help." So Coyote told the animals his plan, and they followed Coyote up the mountain until they came to a large tree. "Oh, this way would be good." "Too far that way." They got to a large tree, and behind that tree, they could see the fire beings in the fire beings camp. "Wait here for the signal," said Coyote. And Coyote crept into the fire beings camp. "Who's there?" screeched one of those old fire beings. "Somebody's trying to steal our fire." "Oh," said the other one, "it's just a mangy, moth-eaten coyote. We have nothing to worry about there." Well, Coyote didn't like being called mangy or moth-eaten, but he let it go. He crept closer to the fire. He laid down and he pretended to go to sleep. All of a sudden there was a banging noise in the forest. The fire beings jumped up and said, "Somebody's trying to steal our fire." And they ran off to investigate. Seeing his chance, Coyote snatched up a piece of that fire and started to run. Well, those fire beings, they realized they had been tricked, and they set off after Coyote. Those gals were old, but they were as fast as the wind, and very soon they got so close to Coyote, one of them reached out her burning hands and grabbed the tip of Coyote's tail. "Yow!" said Coyote as the end of his tail started to burn. But just then, Raven was there and said, "Give the fire to me." And Raven took the fire. Now Raven had the fire, and Raven was flying over the treetops and flying over the hills. But that fire got very close to Raven's mouth, and it started to burn Raven. Raven let out a scream that was so loud and lasted so long that all of a sudden he lost his voice. Luckily, Chipmunk was there. Give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. Now Chipmunk took that fire and Chipmunk was gone over the boulders and over the fallen trees as quickly as he could go. But one of those fire beings got so close to Chipmunk, she reached out her red talon claws and she scratched Chipmunk all the way down Chipmunk's back. "Yow!" said Chipmunk. Luckily, Turtle was there, and Turtle said, "Give the fire to me." And Turtle took the fire. Now, a long time ago, Turtle had a beautiful long tail that he was very pleased with. Well, one of those fire beings got so close to Turtle, she went to grab his tail. Turtle lunged to get out of the way, and his beautiful long tail came right off in the fire being's claws. "Yow!" said Turtle. All of a sudden, Turtle heard the tree say, "Give the fire to me." And Turtle took the fire to Tree, and Tree swallowed it. Gulp. Well, those fire beings went up to that tree and they shouted at that tree, "You give us back our fire!" Tree said nothing. After a while, they grew tired and said, "Oh, never mind. Let's go home. At least we'll have turtle tail soup for supper tonight. Yum, yum." After the fire beings had left, Coyote gathered all the creatures together, and he said, "From this day on, anytime you need fire, all you have to do is go to Tree and get 2 pieces of wood. Rub them together very quickly. This will make Tree itchy, and when he sneezes, he'll give you the fire." Now, ever since that day, Coyote still has a black tip where his tail's been burnt. Raven's voice never ever came back. It's still hoarse and coarse today. Chipmunk still bears the stripes down on his back from the fire being's claws. And Turtle's beautiful long tail is no more. But everyone was warm in the winter. Well done, guys. Would you guys like to stay up and